All right, so here we're going to look at some supply and demand. So at a price of $1.88 per pound, the supply for cherries in a large city is 16,000 pounds and the demand is 10,600. When the price drops to $1.46 per pound, the supply decreases to 10,000 pounds and the demand increases to 12,700 pounds. So that kind of makes sense. If we're going to sell it for a higher amount, there's going to be a larger supply and there's going to be a lot less demand. But when you drop the price, the supply is not going to be there, but the demand is going to be higher. So what we want to do is assume the price supply and price demand equations are linear. We're going to find the price supply equation. So with the price per pound P and the quantity in thousands of pounds supplied X, the points 16 and 1.88 and 10 and 1.46 are solutions to the price supply equation. And again, we're saying this is in thousands of pounds, so we're just dropping off the extra zeros here. Okay, so that'd be 10.6, 12.7, things like that. All right. Now we're supposed to find the price supply equation. So if we use the point slope form for a line, the price supply equation is going to be what? Well, it's P minus 1.88. And then we take our change in Y over our change in X, and then times X minus, and then our other point there. So we're just using our points here and all the values from up here we have, okay? Now that simplifies to 0.07x plus 0.76. Now, and that's for the price supply. Now we want the price demand. Well, how does that one work? Well, again, if we're going to do it in thousands of pounds, so we don't have to have all those zeros on there, then we're going to say P and quantity in thousands of pounds demanded is X. We get 10.6, 1.88, and 12.7 and 1.46. So those are the solutions to the price supply. And so the point slope form for a line, the price demand equation is going to be what? Well, it's going to be P minus 1.88 equals, now we have 1.46 minus 1.88 and 12.7 minus 10.6. And if you simplify all that, then we get negative 0.2x plus 4. All right, so now we've got the price supply equation, the price demand equation, and now it says find the supply and demand at a price of $2.09 per pound. Well, basically we're going to substitute that price in to the price supply equation, and when we do that, we solve for x, and we get x is 19. Now, for the demand, we substitute that in, plug it in, subtract over here, divide by zero point 0.2, and we get 9.55. So at a price of 209 per pound, the supply is, remember, that's in thousands of pounds and that's in thousands of pounds. So that's 19,000 pounds of cherries, and this is 9,550 pounds. Okay, so the demand versus the supply. Now, since the supply is greater than the demand, the price will tend to come down. So notice our supply is a lot higher than our demand. And what we saw when we had the original problem, when it was a lower price, the demand was higher. When it was a higher price, the demand was lower. So it's eventually they have to kind of come together to make it so it meets in the middle and everybody's happy. All right. So the price supply demand is that, and price demand is that. So now they want us to find the supply and the demand at a price of $1.32 per pound. So we're going to do the same thing we just did in the last one. We're going to plug in $1.32 and then solve for x. We get 8, and we plug $1.32 into the other equation, and we get 13.4. So now the supply is a lot lower than the demand because now we have a lower price, and with the lower price, there's going to be a lot more demand. Okay, so that's going to be how that works. And again, remember, it's 8,000 and 13,400 pounds. So here, since supply is less than the demand, the price is probably going to go back up. So there's going to be some kind of meet in the middle. So this one's going to go up. The other one we did before, where it was a lot higher, 19 instead of 8, it was going to go down. All right, so now we want to solve this system of equations to kind of find out what the kind of the equal point is. And so we have those two equations. And so what we're going to do is we're going to substitute this into the second equation. So we're going to basically plug that over here, and we have those two equations are equal. We're going to solve for x, and we get 12,000 pounds is going to be what x is equal to. So we substitute that into the price demand equation to obtain, and we get $1.60 per pound. And so at $1.60 per pound, that's going to be the number of thousands of pounds that is going to be ideal. Okay, so that's kind of where we meet in the middle, and everybody's kind of happy there. So that's also called the equilibrium price, where supply is equal to the demand. And if you drew a line, it's going to be the point where they intersect at. Okay. All right. So hopefully that will help you with this, starting with this section.